What's good, brothers? Welcome back to the channel. Double A Hef here. This video is going to be about leadership and leader qualities. I'm using, obviously, Dr. Boyce's channel as backdrop, and he has on Dr. Claude Anderson. Now, if you don't know who neither one of these brothers are, then please click off this video. Search up Dr. Boyce Watkins, search up Dr. Claude Anderson, and listen to their videos and or purchase some of their books. It's actually some of Dr. Claude Anderson's books. Well, Dr. Claude Anderson is the older gentleman on the right, and he actually has some of his books on that mantle behind him. And those books that I can see, I've read all those books. Dr. Claude Anderson is a great what you would call elder. You know, he's someone that our community should be listening to more. Now, do I agree with him on everything that he says? No, no, I don't. And I'll probably never will agree with everything that comes out of anyone's mouth, because I don't think that exists. And I think when people do things like that, they're being disingenuous. So anyway, all those books behind him are great books. If you haven't read them, definitely order them and read them. Like I said, I've read all of those books, and I've read a few of Boyce's books as well. A lot of great information in there. Now, anyway, I'm using this as backdrop because I figured most people that watch my channel probably wouldn't know who Dr. Claude Anderson is, because he is older. And he's not really spoken about. You never hear his name. The only names that you really hear in the quote unquote, like what you would call conscious community, is like the Umar Johnsons, the Cynthia G's, the Tariq Nasheeds. Boyce, to a degree, he's a little bit more out there. Then obviously you'll have like the Kevin Samuels, but he's like on a different level. But I still, all in all, I think he would be lumped in to that group. But anyway, I digress. In this video, I'm about to press play, and Dr. Claude Anderson is about to explain what a leader is. Now, another reason why I'm doing this video is because in the quote-unquote black community, we have a leadership problem, and we have had one for quite some time. And then, we have people like Umar. The last video I did was about Umar, and Umar was talking about, alphas and betas and shit like that again. And in that video, I was pretty much saying, look, first and foremost, I'm not going to sit here and knock any beta males, because it's just the reality. Like, not every male can be an alpha male. All right. Not everybody can be the general. You need some goddamn, some soldiers. So it's just how it's going to be. You're going to have beta males. You know what I mean? You're going to have type B personalities. It's just how it is. So with that being the case, Umar was trying to knock it and stuff like that. But it's interesting to me because Umar comes across to me as very beta. Very beta. Now, don't let the way that he likes to fluctuate his voice and things like that, don't let that fool you. You know what I mean? So he comes across very boisterous and and arrogant sometimes. But don't let that fool you. From my perspective, I think that's just a front. You know what I mean? Like, a big bark, no bite type thing. He's just trying to, like a little dude driving a big car kind of thing. So that's from my perspective, from how I see it and how my mind is shaped. But so yeah, he comes across as super beta to me, but to each his own. So anyway, Dr. Claude Anderson is about to spit that hot truth, and I just wanted to share this with y'all.
In this last election, in your view, they went wrong in depending on so-called black leaders, which means visible blacks. They always somehow misunderstand and misperceive people who are visible as being black leaders. That's not they never follow the definition of a leader. A leader is an individual who has done a very systematic, comprehensive analysis of where black folk are socially and economically in the society, and then plan and incorporate strategies and techniques, solutions, but taking them to a better place, have a better quality of life. And I don't know any other blacks that have done that. I can't.
Exactly, Dr. Claude Anderson. That was greatly put. So now, based off what he said, Now think about the people that you listen to or follow, and ask yourself, do they exhibit any of those qualities? Are they showing any of that? Now I can tell you off the rip, Umar does not qualify for that, because Umar isn't a solution-oriented thinker. Okay, and he's damn sure not actionalizing anything either. So Umar doesn't have a solution. Umar just wants to keep fucking bitching and complaining about the quote-unquote white man and white supremacy. You know, that's why people like Umar, and Tariq to a degree, he does it. And also Cynthia G, but obviously Cynthia G, she's batshit crazy as it is. So, you know, I mean, people shouldn't be going to listen to her for information at all. That's as far as I'm concerned, unless you want to be led down the same path that she's on. So anyway, but we need to be able to, like he said, diagnose the situation of that or the circumstances that Black people are in, and then pretty much have a plan. Now I just paraphrased and boiled it all down what he said, but that's pretty much what he was saying. So, you know, simply put, Umar doesn't have that. You know, he hasn't done that. Again, if you're listening to somebody and all they're fucking doing is talking about quote unquote white supremacy and shit like that, and no solutions, like, hey, we should you know, like me, for instance, to rebuild the Black community, we have to rebuild the Black man. Okay, you cannot be for the Black community if you're not for the Black man. All right, and then by extension, you know, obviously that's like step one in my plan, and a lot of my plan, not a lot, but a chunk of my plan does derive from the information that I've learned from, you know, many people. One of them being Dr. Claude Anderson. Obviously, I've taken some things from the NOI. I've taken some things from Marcus Garvey. I've taken bits and pieces from you know, everywhere to comprise like my idea. Like, so obviously we have to start with the Black man. All right, we have to formulate a real healthy community and the culture. And obviously we have to have, then when we have that, we have the standard across the board, and then we have the expectations. And then once we start to obviously all have all the families on the same page, we can be lock and step in how we're going to spend our money. We take back over our neighborhoods. You know, we do not allow people from outside the neighborhood to come in and open up businesses inside the neighborhood unless they allow us to do the same. Then that would be kind of like a trading kind of a thing. You know what I mean? But that's like the only way, you know, that will be allowed. Okay, and then obviously with that, that's when you start to lump in the group economics, which is right up Dr. Claude Anderson's lane. So then when you get the economics down, then you can actually begin to work your way into politics. Now, if you own everything in your community and it's actually your community, now you should already have local politics underneath your belt. Now, once you start to build up again, more and more, then you can branch out to higher levels of politics. Now, the importance of having this as the overall basis is that you can actually hold people accountable. Now, if you have a politician in your local neighborhood that ain't doing shit like on code, for lack of better terms, then you know what? The people in the neighborhood or community are going to, you know, primary that motherfucker and get him out. It's that simple. Okay, so then the candidate has to be beholden to the constituents. Do you understand what I'm saying? So now, once you have that base, again, we can begin to build up and go higher and higher, and then we actually have a power. We can say, hey, you know, you want our vote, you got to do this, and then they do it. They don't. They get the vote. They don't do it. And then we have the power to primary them and get them the fuck up out of there. As it currently stands, Black people, quote unquote, Black people, do not have that power. You do not have that power. You vote for people, and then they don't do what they said they was going to do, or what you thought they were going to do, and then you'd have no power to do shit about it, at all. And then what do you do? You bitch and you complain, and that is formalized in like protests and stuff like that. So that's all it is. That's all it's ever been. So we have to break that. But it has to start in the household with the quote unquote Black man. Everything is going to literally begin and end there. Period, point blank. All right. But that's pretty much all I wanted to point out on this video. Again, if you want to watch the whole video, it's on Dr. Boyce Watkins' YouTube channel, which is, I think, called Your Black World. You can just type in his name. It was a stream that he did like a couple days ago. So definitely, so it's always a good time when he has Dr. Claude Anderson on the channel, because Dr. Claude Anderson is very knowledgeable and understands really what's going on, But it's a shame that he doesn't get, that the exposure, all right? But especially because he's getting older, and he's one of the last good ones. But anyway, again, keep in mind what a leader is and leadership qualities, because if you're out here being shepherded by someone that doesn't have that, then what's that say about you? So we have to do better, y'all. Okay. Again, obviously you have your life to live, but if you're gonna be led by anyone, make sure that person is an actual leader and not someone parading around as one. Well, that's it.